Welcome back to the grand adventure fantasy that is Mushoku Tensei. And of course, after seeing many of our beloved characters now reunited, including a certain bald warrior, is the story gearing up to move forward with that aspect of it? The teleportation incident and those that vanished. His mother still being technically completely lost. We can't stay happy families and enjoying our life with Sylvie forever, but hopefully for a long time still. Still, having Rudy's sisters now come and stay with him, how's that going to change up the dynamic? Considering we haven't had any time with them, really, it's probably good to get along with the family. As always, I'm really excited to see more Mushoku Tensei. I want to get into it as soon as possible, and probably I feel like you do as well. So strap yourselves in. Remember, if for some reason this is the first one you're jumping into, links are in the description. Keep the video on in the background, at least on the YouTube version. And let's begin. I am hoping for something good there after we got the success story of the plastic bottle. Having some other characters actually obtain something of worth in their journeys. He hasn't changed much, has he? He's been journeying around, being a messiah, helping out people and children in need. Ginger? So they're not exactly here as well. Yeah, she has a bit of a history there. Obviously, yeah, wouldn't exactly just fall in and be friends with him immediately. I can imagine which one. Huh. So she's the brains of this operation. She wanted to get the journey done with as quickly as possible. The best way to expedite it all. That is a sore point. I'm so happy that Richard is kind of easing his mind at this one and saying that, you know, she didn't leave on the worst of pretenses. She has a lot to apologize about should she ever come back and see him. While not staying long. I mean, his duty was to guard the kids and bring them to him. That's done now. We'll hold you to that. True. She was more one of actions. He will be the mediator. To be fair, if you want anyone to be in the middle to get the lowdown from both sides of the story, Rudyard is probably one of the ones you would trust to do it. Considering he has very little vested interest on either side and is just that level-headed, considered everything that he's been through, especially as his race. And with his sisters now living with them, is there going to be elements of them helping out with the various other aspects, like with the transference magic and that living doll thing? Are they going to have their own specialities that they'll be able to help out with? I'm not sure about, because, she is very much like a mini maid. But considering her mother and dress there. Must be nice waking up in a room like that. Especially next to a wife such as... Hello, buddy Goddy. Are they having a fond farewell together as well? Okay. Is that going to make things awkward now? Things that can't exactly be easily forgotten or forgiven. Won't make things difficult for them. He heard about him and decided to come down and see. Before you rush off, share one more meal together, another moment. A bit of warmness and kindness. Warmth would have worked better. Before another long journey out there helping to protect someone else in need. Why does she have such a stern expression, is what I was going to say. She has a headband, hair clip. That was not what was asked of him by the father, so... I mean, Paul kind of deserved it. He just seems that way. He's a little gormless. Having Sylphiette now also meet up with Rudyard here, how much has Rudy actually told her of the journeys up until this point, including him? And to be fair, out of everyone they could have been sent to, at least he has a nice house and a somewhat good life with the school and whatnot. I was questioning whether or not she remembered her because, well, I couldn't remember how young she was when the teleportation incident happened. But also she's just said, and is now with another woman. Whoa. That's an impressive chest. Uh-huh. She has her priorities. Ah. Oh, he was the one that gave it over. So don't fail on purpose. So much hidden, well, not so hidden, animosity, anxiety. Is that a good thing? I mean, that is kind of what it sounded like. Which should put you in good stead. It means he's at least got money. There's so much adversity they are going to face. She's not that much different considering her little outburst earlier. Make her feel worse. Considering everything that they've been through. They have different ways of approaching life and challenges. I mean, it would be nice having a little extra help out around the house. Good for Sylvie to look at this kind of pragmatically. Help mold their future. She can do both. I mean, it's her life, what she wants to do with it. If being a maid is her dream. Is it the fact that she's away from Paul or Rudyard, or the fact that she's just close to Rudy? Oh, yeah. If Sylvie puts on her old fit disguise, can she talk to Norn and get a bit close to her in that respect? Will she feel more comfortable then? I'm glad that they actually have these moments and talk things through, and perfect score. There. Yeah, she did well. So she deserves a little prize if what she wants is to be a maid. Just a little below average, okay. Well, she has been living with Paul, and I think she'd have the best education and everything across the years. Well, do things slowly, you know, if she's not comfortable here. But it would just make the gap between them wider. It's a difficult tightrope that they're going to be walking. Right. Okay. He's thinking about the good of all of them. Right, so there is a level of, you know, hierarchical. I mean, he agreed to your wishes of living here and being the maid, did he not? Each time that he reassures one of them, is it just going to set the other off? Or are they actually close? It just doesn't seem it. And now that, yeah, she's reassured a little, actually seeing some of the normal housework duties, cleaning the windows, doing some laundry. There's a lot more of that in store. You don't want to be kicked out. So, yeah, these are kind of classic, common sense things. I don't... Yeah, I don't think she's actually going to reach out and ask for help, though. That's the problem. That's somewhat out of her control. I like how she didn't answer that one. She's still his sister. He still wants to see her. Also, the fact that she still holds the incident that happened with Paul, and she's got quite a slow gait there. She holds the incident what happened with Paul over his head. Considering that was their first real meeting or anything. Again, after so long. Impressions were not good. Oh, this is him happy. Is it food? Where no one will catch him. This doesn't seem, potentially imprisonable material at all. Mice? Well, considering those two girls, could be anything. Great! You could be a little more careful. What if it was mice? Why so? Right. And how exactly is he... Oh no, don't go into the... Hand over the bag, chuck it out the window, set it on fire immediately. They're acting completely on their own regards. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to get out of. Maybe if he'll just... Well, trying to distance himself immediately. I mean, in a sense, but not directly. hopefully not going to use his marriage to Sylvie as an excuse to get out of trouble in the future, but at least this time this isn't on him. But I was about to say, the trouble in the school isn't what he would have to be the most worried about. It's how would Sylvie act. Excuse me? What kind of information is she letting slip? And they've just confirmed it. Hand over the bag? Yeah, how exactly are you going to do that? So, here's a collection of all of your personal belongings. If this one is yours, please pick it up. It's going to be a frosty reception every time that he reaches out to her. At least she has some level of etiquette and understanding. Just lost. And is unwilling or afraid to ask anyone else. No one in her class. At least she glanced back. I mean, they were just trying to help. It was a gift. I mean, under different circumstances, he would. Once again, taking actions into their own hands that is going to work out poorly for them. Flipped on a dime. She's lovely, yes. The punishment will be swift and severe. And they still haven't received true retaliation, maybe? For the stunt they pulled with the underwear, so what would they go through with that? Empty seat? Is she not even attending classes? Is that what we're getting here? That's what we're getting here. You know, Aisha had her mother with her the entire time. No one doesn't. Even if Lilia is a maid and a concubine and all this that's being spouted earlier. Having the family torn apart, Rudy himself coming in, hurting her only one that is family around her, being shipped off to him. Yep. She's got a lot swirling around us, quite tumultuous, doesn't she? I mean, it's going to reach a head where it's either too much for her and she lashes out or does something stupid. Or actually extends the hand, asks for help, but who will be the one on the receiving end there? Because will she ask Rudy? Or is there anyone else who would be easier for her to reach out to? Maybe Luke, considering he's, helping her find the right room. That episode title could really mean anything. I do think that with so much that they've all gone through, to be so well adjusted as they currently are is somewhat of a miracle. And with the Beast people having, maybe it's just those two, but, extrapolate it out a little, having some different cultures and customs, I'm surprised there aren't more incidents where certain students are hauled in front of student council, teachers, disciplinary boards. And also, I'm really glad that we got a little bit of extra world building and a tiny bit of exposition kind of thing where it's not explicitly told. We don't know, just that Buddy Guddy and Rudyard have a history, one that is steeped in mistrust and anger and pain, probably. They're not going to bring it up, not going to dwell on it. Just remember that they've had lives before. There's some things that can never be taken back in history. And considering the interconnected nature of the story where everyone is moving about doing their own thing, who will be the first one to cross paths with Eris? And upon doing so, will we actually get a full rundown and explanation of exactly what she was thinking, what she hoped, what she thought she was leaving? Did she imagine that Rudy would become this hopeless, meandering case? Still, I didn't get any sort of rewards or presents for doing well in exams, scoring high. If I did, I don't think I'd choose being a maid as my goal. Each to their own, though. Considering that's Aisha's main goal in life, to actually help out her family, clean the windows. I do feel like Dawn is going to reach a breaking point where either something horrible happens, or there's a complete breakdown and then there's a sit-down talk about everything and slowly work up actually trying to have some sort of familial relationship. Whether it reaches that boiling point and becomes a bigger issue for the characters and the school, I'm kind of worried. But considering how easy enough the underwear theft got swept under the rug and moved over, good thing he really has some friends in high places, the student council president and princess and the like. Still, at least we got to hear that they're spending some good quality time together, him and Sylvie. Some intense nights. And that it's kind of being treated as actual conversation between people. The mock ridicule, this awkwardness and embarrassment and of it, and yet everyone seems so pleased. I hope it continues for a while. I have a dreaded feeling that, something's going to happen, it's going to break down. But then again, this isn't like every other story. We haven't heard from Yutagami in a while, though. To find out what happens next, I'm going to have to watch the next episode. And if you enjoyed this one, please let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. If you want to make sure not to miss out future ones, consider subscribing. Join my Discord if there's ever any notification you need. Well, I'll probably forget to send it anyway, but you might find it over there. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest, because I want to see you for the next one.